This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Yesterday was the National Prayer Breakfast. Biden spoke. I've toiled over how I'm going to talk about this because I'm trying to suppress my anger about this. You've seen the headline, you've seen the title of the video, you've seen the thumbnail, you know what this is about. Joe Biden acting what I can only define as obsequious, thanking Mitch McConnell for his friendship, calling him an honorable man. Mitch McConnell, an honorable man. Mitch McConnell, who stole using anti-constitutional rationales, stole a Supreme Court, denied a Supreme Court pick from President Obama in his final year. And that was the rationale. That, well, in the final year, you let the people decide. And then when it came time for Trump in his final year, he jettisoned that rationale, rejected it out of hand, his own rationale, and appointed a Supreme Court justice. Mitch McConnell voted twice to acquit Donald Trump for his crimes. Twice. After having gone through the insurrection at the Capitol. Mitch McConnell is not, by any definition, an honorable person. I'm going to read a little bit from this Hill article, but I'm very, very disappointed in President Biden for this moment. I'm exceedingly frustrated with his adherence to nostalgia. I don't know what's going on with him. But the days of old are no longer. We have a Republican Party that witnessed an insurrection, supported an insurrection against the United States. In large measure, the vast majority of Republicans, from elected officials to voters, believe the lie and the conspiracy theory and are promoting it that President Biden isn't even lawfully or legally the president of the United States. But let's scrape and bow, thank them for their friendship. I'm going to read from this Hill article. Biden urges unity, tells McConnell, quote, "We really are friends." President Biden on Thursday appealed for unity during the National Prayer Breakfast, which was held in person for the first time in 2 years due to the coronavirus pandemic. The president's speech focused largely on the need for lawmakers and the nation as a whole to get to know one another and to get past political divisions, which he called palpable. Quote, "Unity doesn't mean we have to agree on everything, but unity is where enough of us believe in a core of basic things," Biden said. Quote, "The common good, the general welfare, a faith in the United States of America." Do you, talking to you in the audience, do you believe that Republicans are dedicated to the proposition of the common good, the general welfare, and a faith in the United States of America? Do you believe that? Nazis are on the streets of Florida demonstrating. They're not voting for Democrats. Those are Ron DeSantis voters. Those are supporters of Donald J. Trump. And Biden wants to mend fences with the vile and sinister racists among us. Biden spoke for roughly 20 minutes, recalling his own time in the Senate and recognizing a number of senators who were in the room for the event. "Mitch," he said, "I don't want to hurt your reputation, but we really are friends," Biden said, addressing the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. And that is not an epiphany we're having at the moment. You're a man of your word, Biden said to Mitch McConnell. You're a man of honor, Biden said to Mitch McConnell. Thank you for being my friend, Biden said to Mitch McConnell. Here's a clip, if you don't believe me or the Hill.
Mitch McConnell, Mitch, I don't want to hurt your reputation, but we really are friends. and that is not an epiphany we're having here at the moment. You've always done exactly what you've said. You're a man of your word, and you're a man of honor. Thank you for being my friend.
That leaves me speechless. Again, I truly believe that Biden believes this. I believe that Joe Biden is hearkening back to a time, and I know he is because he says it in the clip I'm getting ready to play after reading a little bit more. He talks about how Ted Kennedy would argue and fight about segregation, about human rights, about civil rights with John Eastman. And then they would have lunch and be pals. I don't know about you, but I don't break bread with racists. If that's your skill set, if that's your thing, you do you. But I don't count them among my friends. And I don't believe them to be honorable. Continuing with the article, Biden cautioned that the divisions are noticeable around the world, but added the rest of the globe is looking to the United States to see whether it can overcome its problems. The president bemoaned how lawmakers no longer spend as much quality time together as they did when he served in the Senate, when he said senators frequently ate lunch together and were able to see past political disagreements to get along. Listen, how much we spend on infrastructure is a political disagreement. Whether people have the fundamental right to operate in our society as equals isn't a political disagreement. Voting rights, not a political disagreement. A woman's right to safe reproductive health care, not a political agreement. Quote, I just think that when you learn that one another, a man or a woman, you fly on a congressional delegation, and you learn that they have a kid with a problem with alcoholism, you learn that they have a daughter who has breast cancer, it's hard to dislike the person, Biden said. And so one of the things I pray for, and I mean it, is we sort of get back to the place that we really know each other. We know everything we need to know about Mitch McConnell and his ilk. They are fascist enablers, at the very least, and they themselves fascists, at the most. Here's that second clip of Biden talking about kumbaya moments with segregationists.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you know one another, when you know, and no matter how badly you disagree, and people think, Rev, that in the days that's divided here, we had a lot of flat-out old segregationists still in our caucus. But Teddy Kennedy would argue like hell with Jim Eastland, and they'd go down and have lunch. Didn't agree with one another, but they treated each other with respect even in that day. And I just think that when you learn that another man or woman, you're flying a Codell and someone has their husband or wife with them, and you learn that they have a kid with a problem with alcoholism. You learn that they have a daughter who has breast cancer. You learn that it's hard to dislike the person. And so one of the things I pray for, and I mean it, is that we sort of get back to the place that's so busy. I think things have changed so much, but that we get to really know each other. It's hard to really dislike someone when you know what they're going through, the same thing you're going through.
Knowing that someone's child struggles with addiction or has cancer does not change the calculus of bettering people's lives in America. It means you have a friend. But how Does it better the life of the single mother who's struggling in poverty, who cannot make ends meet, holding down multiple jobs to try to pay the bills? What is Mitch McConnell being your friend and you identifying with him as a pal? How does that help her? Or the young boy who just came out to his parents, who's contemplating suicide. How is your friendship with Mitch McConnell going to better his situation? Mitch McConnell's not going to vote any different because you know about his family struggles. He's still dedicated to the prospect of oppression. What do you think about this? Am I going too hard? Is my anger misplaced? You can leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. You can scream at me and on social media. I'm at Dollemore, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I welcome your ire. And if I bring you some value, if you appreciate what I do, please consider supporting my work, helping grow this operation, this channel. You can click the join button below this video for $1.99 a month. You can become a channel member, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Again, one more day of this being me bearing my anger and my emotions rather than really just talking about the news in a more palatable way. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.